good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Webinar Wednesday. My name is Franklin. I'm the Product App Specialist for KITS, and I'm also your webinar host. Now, this is the webinar you need to join every week to learn those tips and tricks of KITS to becoming that supercharged power user. Now, if you have any questions, you can submit them in the chat box. That's going to be located on the GoToWebinar control panel. Should be on the right side of your screen. What I'll be doing is I'll be taking a few minutes at the end of today's webinar to answer any of your questions. Our free training webinar is scheduled for Thursday, March 7th at 3 p.m., so be sure to attend if you're new to KITS or if you'd just like a review with me. Sign up is quite easy. All you need to do is look out for Julia's emails, or you can just go to our KC, our Knowledge Center, to register for any of our upcoming scheduled webinars. All right, so with that being said, let's get on with today's webinar. So we're going to be going over using the AR feature in KITS with the newly created XRPro license. All right. What we're going to be doing is we're going to take you through to basically from start to finish to creating a project, setting it up, and then capturing it in VR. So first off, KITS has always been a tool we've created to truly help how we access contract and office furniture products, and then also how we sell them to our clients now and also for the future. To be a part of what's next has always guided us to find a better solution that is truly value-packed and really allows us to be more efficient and engaged, again, in what we do. Now, we've added an updated AR feature as a way to connect our clients with the products that we sell, immersing them in this emotional connection of experiencing products like never before, allowing them to truly visualize and experience the furniture solutions that we provide. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at how AR can help us in selling these products. So what do we know of AR? Well, it's artificial, but magically real, and it can be fun and exciting. Our everyday devices such as smartphones or tablets can easily allow this platform now to be used in a manner that's truly disrupting industry, not just our industry, all industry. So what do we need? Well, you need KITS for one, you need a smart device, and then you also need a viewer to view that magic. So what should we consider? Well, think about how you can use this feature in an elegant way to present your ideas to your clients to help them make that informative decision to purchase. All right, so let's go ahead and first off, let's go to KITS. So here's KITS, and what I've done is I've created a project that we can use, and this is the project right here. So I'm going to go ahead and open it. And just like you would do with any project that you have, you would start from contacting your client, finding exactly what the requirements are, and then providing them a solution. Okay, simply enough, what we did was we created something quite simple here. Okay, I can even go into my project settings and I can adjust the floor grid size to reflect the space that this solution would be going into. Okay, so here we have a 10 by 10 space. I'm going to go into plan view now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to capture it and just position it within my space. All right. And just as we were used to before, what we do is we create a rendering and then we create documentation. Well, with the new XRPro license, what you can do is you can actually go into your project settings, and here under KITS XR mode enabled, you can enable your XRPro features. Once you go back, you'll then be given this camera angle to create your VR. Now, in case you missed last week's webinar, what we did was we did a webinar on the entire VR feature. So if you'd like more information about that, what you can do is you can visit our Knowledge Center. You can find the posting for last week's webinar, or you can simply contact our support team or Julia requesting a link to that video. All right, so I'm not going to take you through the complete VR component. What I want to do is I want to quickly go to KITS XR. Here we're going to click on there, and under View in AR, we have here a Send Project link. So I'm going to go ahead and select that project link, again, it's going to ask me to save the project, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And now what it's actually prompting is for me to place an actual phone number. Okay, and what I need to do is first, I just need to enter the appropriate country. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to enter the phone number. Once that's complete, you'll see that the send a link now is now activated. So I'll go ahead and select that. And what that will do is it will successfully connect your project to the device that you've sent it to that has the VR, that has the AR viewer. Okay? So we're pretty much done with the project here. So let me go ahead and now bring up the iPhone, which I just sent the project to. So here is the iPhone that I had sent the project to. First off, before you can access any AR project that was sent to your device, what you'll need to do is you'll need to download the viewer from the App Store. Now, for those of you that are on Android, you could also find the viewer on Android, but I believe you will need to also download additional components to run AR on your phone. So first off, I'm going to go ahead and tap on the App Store. And simply enough, under the search, I'm going to enter XRPro. Let's go ahead and do a search. And you can see what it'll bring up is the KiSP Mobile XRPro Viewer. Now, this is a free download. However, the only way you can access any projects is if you have an XRPro license. You can certainly download it and you can play around with the tutorial and also with the sample project that's loaded there. But again, this works with the XRPro license, and we'll talk about contact information if you're interested. Okay, so once you download the app, what you can do is you can now go to the app and you can open it. Right now, I haven't accepted the project yet. First, what I want to do is I want to quickly show you what the app is. Okay, actually, better yet, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll accept that project first. Okay, so here you can see it actually tells me when the project was sent. Here's the link. I'm going to go ahead and click on it. It's now going to ask me to load the project. I will say yes, and it's now added my AR demo project to my device. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and tap on the project. And if this is your first time using the AR feature in the XRPro viewer, what it'll do is it'll take you through a tutorial. We're going to go through that tutorial quickly. So here I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on I'm ready. Okay, now first off, what it'll do is it'll access your phone's camera, and what you'll need to do is you'll need to angle your phone roughly between a 30 to 45 degree angle, aiming it to the actual floor. There you'll see a selection appear, allowing you to add whatever project that you're currently working on into that space. Okay, now this is the tutorial, and what we're doing is we're adding a chair to this space. So I'm going to go ahead and select that space, and you can now see the chair appear. Okay, at the top left corner, you can see the tutorial indicating what you can do. Now, in order to select the chair, I'll need to tap it first. And there you can see it provides me with a check mark, but most of all, it also provides me with a selection circle below the chair or below the item. Now, I can move that item simply by tapping on the chair and dragging it along with my finger. Okay. Now, I can also rotate the chair by placing two fingers on my screen and then dragging them. Now, if you're used to using the rotate feature in kits, what you'll want to consider is doing it a little bit differently for the AR viewer on the phone, simply by placing two fingers anywhere on your screen and simply just dragging them left or right. Okay, you know, with the kits feature, what you'll have to do is, or the KISP rotate feature, is you have to place 2 fingers on your screen and rotate them together. This way, if I place 2 fingers on the left-hand side and drag to the right, it rotates counterclockwise, and then again, right to left, it rotates clockwise. Now, you can also raise the item by using a vertical raise feature. Again, just like KISP, placing 3 fingers on your screen, and now dragging them up or down, raising the item off the floor. Okay. Next, what we can do is we can now remove the item from our scene simply by flicking up on the screen towards the top, thus removing the item from your screen. And again, if I need to place the item back, all I need to do is tap on the highlighted area on the floor, and you can see the chair now being added again. All right, so that's the quick tutorial. So what we want to do now is we want to go ahead and we want to take the items that we created in the project, and we now want to place them in our scene. So here again, you can see I've now found the position. And what you might have to do if you don't have a highlighted floor is if you have the phone angled again between a 30 to 45 degree angle, and just slowly motion it, doing a figure 8, what that will do is it'll find points on the floor, creating the highlight. Once you're ready, you're going to tap on that selection area, and you can now see the furniture appear in the space. Again, placing my fingers along the circle, 2 fingers to drag and rotate, I can now position that, and I now have my furniture in the selected space. Okay, so what can I do here? At the bottom right corner, you could see that you're given a select icon, which allows you to select all your items. When you tap on it, it highlights blue, and you can see the large circle appear below the typical. Now, if I deselect, and now if I tap on any of the individual items, I can actually move the individual items. So you can still edit your typical when you're in the AR feature, allowing you as much customization as possible to position the furniture accordingly within that space. Okay, what else can I do? Well, if you tap on the menu at the top right corner, you can see here you have a few settings. We're going to quickly jump to camera. If I select camera, that now allows me to tap anywhere on my screen to take a photo of the space. Once you tap it, it will save it to your photo gallery, and you now have your project saved, and you can now send that to your client. Okay. Again, tapping on the menu on the settings, here you can see that you have a few options. You can also tap on the settings, and you can turn on or off the tutorial that we started simply by tapping on the control switch to turning it off. Red means off, green means on. You can also change display mode. Here, by tapping on portrait, I can now change that to landscape. And also, tapping on close, I can now see the positions of my icons change, and it's now provided me a view in landscape mode. Now, what mode is preferred is really dependent on the situation. So if you have a typical, such as this one, if you're in portrait mode, it may actually work better. As you can see, the typical against the marker board wall behind it. If you have a larger typical set, then you may want to consider that. Understanding the dimensions of the space that you're actually working with is going to help you make a decision as to how to view the typical within the space. Okay, so let's go ahead and switch that back to portrait. And lastly, here you can see the measure instructions. We haven't gone through the measuring tool yet. We'll do that shortly. Okay, so I'm going to leave that on. Once I tap on close, again, you can now see we're back in portrait mode. Okay, and you can take as many pictures as you want. You can position yourself just by walking through the space. You can see here, I'm taking a different perspective view. And again, tapping on the camera, tapping on the screen, I now captured a different picture to use. All right, now if you tap on the view icon at the bottom left corner, which is that eyeball there, you can see we have a few options. I'm going to go ahead and tap on the floor plan. What this will do is it'll take me into a plan view, showing me the floor plan, providing me with the actual dimensions that are required for this particular typical. In this mode, I can zoom in. I can also tap on the measurement, and it'll actually show me the precise measurement of the actual dimension there. Okay. What kits will do is it'll automatically round up the measurement when you access the floor plan view. I can also create my own measurements by tapping on the ruler tool at the bottom right corner. Here you can see it provides me with the measurement instructions. To measure, you need to drag the crosshair to the start point and then tap lock point at the bottom to lock the initial start. Then you need to drag the measuring tool to the end point and again locking that point. And you can see here what it'll do is it'll provide you with a dimension based on where you've set your points. Okay, now I can close that and the measurement will remain. If I tap on the icon viewer again, or the view icon, you can see here that I have a ruler icon, and if I tap on that, that now removes the icon from display, or the measurement from display. If I go back to my viewer, and then go back to the floor plan, you can see here it will always retain that information. Okay, so why would this be useful? Well, based on the site condition and maybe something that you see, what you can do is you can take a measurement from one point to the other. By using the floor grid behind you as a way to space plan your project, you can know you already know that each square equals 1 full square foot. So you can determine the position of the layout based on what you see here in the floor grid. And then you can also take quick measurements around the space based on any kind of requirements that you think your client needs to consider. Maybe some walkway space, anything that would help your client make that quick decision on purchasing the furniture. Okay, and simply enough, when you're ready, what you can do is you can also capture the floor plan view and send that image to your picture folder. Now, quickly enough, what I can do now is I can access my photos and I can take a look at the photos of the furniture that I've now placed in my scene. And that's pretty much the AR feature in a nutshell. So what can AR do for me? Well, AR can allow your client to experience the solutions that you create, sort of in a manner that's both informative and emotional, allowing the true visualization of an idea of yours to help your client make that informative purchase. Okay, so understand that these features are here to help support what we do and not necessarily drive how we do it. All right, And that's pretty much it, everyone. We've reached the end of today's webinar. As always, we do record all our webinars, so in case you've missed any webinar, you can certainly contact us, or you can go to our YouTube page, and you can find all the recorded webinars. You could also contact Julia, or you can contact myself, or you can contact the support team, and we can also send you a link to any of the past webinars that you wish to see. All right, so I'm going to quickly take a look to see if there's any questions. And it does look like there's a few questions here. Okay, so yeah, so it looks like in order to, the question here is, how do I get an XRPro license? What you need to do is you need to contact our sales team, and they can provide you with all the information. You can also go to our webinar, to our website, and you can also find the information about pricing. Everything is there, but if you do need more information, and if you'd like a full demo of the XRPro license, then certainly contact us, and we can set you up with one. All right. So it looks like those are all the questions for today. Well, again, I do appreciate you joining me today. I hope to see you right back here again next week for Webinar Wednesday. Bye, everyone.